Hello and welcome to yet another minor league draft show live. This time it's 2025 and we're recapping the entirety of what was an unbelievable minor league draft. Hosted by Talkin Cricket, I'm Aaman Patel, joined by Nate Hayes as always. And Nate, it's our favorite time of year yet again.
And we're coming out of an amazing Major League season. We're going to see a lot of those Major Leaguers playing in minor league, as we always do. We're going to see a lot of future Major Leaguers playing in minor league, earning their way like Karthik Kadapelli did this last season.
Absolutely, and we want to hear from you guys every single step of the way. So please make sure you go into that comment section, jot some notes down. We want to hear from you, and we'll get us in some responses as well. And before we jump into what 2025 has in store, Nate, I do want to go back to 2024 a bit, because I do think it'd be remiss not to reflect on what an unbelievable year we had in 24 with minor league cricket.
Yeah, we had a lot of great, memorable moments in 2024. And one of the things I want to talk about first is the Manhattan Yorkers, because this league is about developing players, and they used a lot of young players. So they had a couple of big upsets. They upset the Cavaliers and the Philadelphians. And there you can see some of that right now. Manoj Acharya was a massive presence for them. He's returning this season. We'll talk about that to come. Another one, Najaf Shah. How phenomenal was Najaf Shah in that Super 8 last season, especially considering his injuries? And then, of course, we had the Chicago Tigers with Hamad Azam going absolute bonkers, and Tajinder Singh.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can see a couple of those final shots there. That was the walk-off in 2024 to seal the entire thing, and that was really exceptional. I think about even Stephen Taylor, like you mentioned, 200s on back-to-back games, 2 out of 3 games in the same weekend. Brilliant to watch. Some of the other innings we saw all throughout the season with Obis Pinar batting brilliantly. Again, it was just so good to see Stephen. And that's coming off of an injury. But there's Obis Pinar there as well at Church Street Park, opening the batting, new role for him. And he was sensational. We saw Gunurjit Singh even come in, open the batting, score 90 runs. That Royals team was such an excellent team to watch, especially as it was their first year in the South. So a new test for them, and they answered it with flying colors. And we do see a couple of comments flooding in right now. We see Up the Kingsman from Reading FTW, and then I think that's DS Snide, Dan Snide. I don't know how you'd say D Snide. How does Daniel Snyder keep going undrafted? Well, there you go. There you go. Well, we'll have to answer that question every now and again. I wonder how Nate Hayes keeps going undrafted, to be honest with you. But let's talk about what these drafts did occur and who was taken in those drafts. We're going to start with the South, a little bit of hometown bias in there, but we'll start down with the team that won the Southern Division. It was the Baltimore Royals. And that Baltimore Royals team, well, they did lose Obis Pinar, but they got in Mukhtar Ahmed. They bring in Rishi Ramesh, which they got for the Super 8s last year. Aryan Batra was there. Yevin Guntalake, he was back in the side as well. Jaskaran Malhotra, who left the team with a little bit of an injury earlier in the season. Mohammad Mohsin back, Sharad Lumba, Abdulahad Malik, Rishi Dhawan, a new addition alongside Adil Bhatti. That's a big addition from the pace bowling unit. Gunurjit Singh, Tanush Apte, Sarbjit Singh Ladda, Agni Chopra, another new addition, and Neo Navrekar, all a part of this Royals team. Nate, what do you think?
Well, I like Adil Bhatti kind of returning. When they were the Washington franchise, he played for them for a short time. He plays a lot in the Washington area, obviously. Former USA player. He's been tremendous in the Super 8s for them throughout the past. Jaskar Malhotra, obviously a world record holder. This team is just loaded up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Adil is big for them because they did lose one of those pace bowling units that they had last season. and they won the division, but there's still going to be competition all around. Let's go down to the second team, the Morsel Raptors. They finished second in the South last year, and you look at that team right there. You see Raj Anand as that big retention that they picked up with Uppity, Sahar Shwetan, and Ansh Rai, both of whom are part of that USA Under-19 team that will be playing in that qualifiers down in Atlanta just later in the month. Trevon Griffith, he doesn't go anywhere alongside Adi Gupta and George Baldwin, all of whom are coming back. But this is where the team starts to shake up a bit. You look at Deepak Algadeshan, you look at Siddhant Reddy Kunutur, Mahesh Kolalam, Murray Tyson, Arjun Sharma, Pranav Gavali, Advait Budde, and Arjun Patel. So a very young team, but a very new team as well, Nate.
There's nothing new with this team being young. It's always a young team. It's interesting, the Murray Tyson addition. He's a standout schools cricketer in South Africa. So that'll be an interesting thing to watch. The return of George Baldwin, we'll see how he does. He showed some really good flashes, I think, last season. But Ansh Rai is the one that excites me the most.
Yeah, the spinners on this team, Ansh Rai, Adi Gupta, you have Pranav Gavali, Advait Budde, another leg spinner. Remember, this is a team without a JK. You know, they don't have that leggy from years past. You do have Raj Anand as well, so there's a good spin bowling tree up there.
Adi Gupta.
Yeah, Adi Gupta, exactly. So plenty of spin bowling in place. We'll see what the batting has in store. No Sanjay Stanley, no Abhiram Bolasedi, no Rohan Phadke. All changes from last season. Let's go down to the third place team there from last season, the Atlanta Lightning, and they might have made the biggest splash in the offseason. Monank Patel, the leading run scorer in all of Major League Cricket, he joins this Lightning unit after he moves down to Atlanta. You still have Akil Posa, Aran Chenshu, and Dawood Asim to make out the under-21s. Soeb Tai, Mark Parchment, Funny Samhadu, the left-arm seamer, Heath Richards back in the Lightning colors. They steal Emil Alponzo away from their Atlanta rivals. Neve McNally returns, Jordan Warner, Subhash Shankar, Nitish Sudhini, and Vivek Ganumuri. So, Nate, Monank Patel, Emil Alponzo, two big acquisitions for them.
Huge, but I really like their bowling, and obviously Mark Parchment has always performed for them, but I really like their bowling, bringing back Fani Samhadri, Heath Richards, Emil Alponzo right there, Neve McNally, really solid team. I really like this team. I think that they have a great chance to make the postseason.
And I love the youngsters a part of this group as well. Aran Chenshu, I think he's one of the bright young wicketkeeper batters in the country. Also, Akil Posa showed great control, especially in those Buttermere wickets with the cutters. Excited to see what he brings in 2025. Let's move now to the other Atlanta side, the Atlanta Fire, and they picked up a big acquisition as well. Janoy Drysdale makes his way down from the Philadelphians to join the Atlanta Fire. Aksh Dave, Rishi Pandey, and Viraj Vaghela all make up the young core in the under-21s. And then you have the old reliable Stephen Taylor, Aaron Jones, Jamar Hamilton, Paul Palmer. How often do we see them in the red of the Atlanta Fire? And then this is where things get interesting. They lose Emil Alponzo, but they bring in a Sunny Patel, a leg spinner. They also bring in a Parth Patel, who has made his way around the minor league circuit now, the youngster. You have Ansh Dave, Venukulan Madireddy, a good seamer, Arun Patel, Ridwan Palash, who's always with the team, love Ridwan, Azim Charania, and Ansh Patel on this Fire side.
This is a nasty looking team. This team looks really good. I'm so excited, selfishly, about Janoy Drysdale being in the South now. I look forward to commentating his games. We love watching him bowl. But honestly, this team, like right there in the middle there, Stephen, Aaron, Jamar, and Paul Palmer, and Sunny Patel, that is a core right there for you're gonna get some production.
Yeah, absolutely, no doubt about it. I'm excited to see the kind of fire. Yeah, see what I did there? That's lit under this team after missing the playoffs for the first time. They did not represent the South, so you know they're gonna have that extra bit of hunger with them. And I think about kind of seamers down south. You lose Cornet Dry, not a bad replacement to go get Janoy Drysdale, especially a bit of extra bounce on wickets that could be uneven down at Buttermere. Let's go now to the Fort Lauderdale Lions. This team had a bit of a shakeup, and it starts right up top. Nehal Kati, Ranak Sharma, Shanak Marathe, you have Sartak Mane, and Satvik Patibanda. And then you have Mario Rampersad, who is a name you would recognize, Vinit Garse as well, Alton Tucker Jr., Moab Siddiqui, Atish Gawand. You also have the Abik Patwa, Govind Mohandas, Rashesh Bahera, who was with the Raptors a couple of years ago, Simranjit Singh, Shaurya Banerjee, and you have Raza Ali Dar. Nate, I look at Ranak Sharma top. He's going to be big for them alongside Mario Rampersad. But Shanak Bonate is interesting to me. He's someone who's played a lot on the East Coast. He's one of these youngsters that played a lot of his cricket in the New Jersey area, but he's got a real opportunity here for the Fort Lauderdale Lions.
Yeah, and I think Elton Tucker Jr., we've seen him on this team in the past. I'd like to see him get a lot more chances. Vinit Takarchi, very good. Mario Rampersad, a great leader, great team player.
Yeah, and they're without Adam Khan, it seems like, because he's not on any roster at the moment, and Achilles Brown. So we'll get to where they may be later on in the year, or later on in the show. But the Lions, for the first time, will be out without both of them. Let's now go to the Orlando Galaxy. This team really struggled last season. They felt good about their picks, didn't quite pan out in the win column, but they still have the big names up top. Dajnaran Chandrapal, Preston Clark to be those two big overseas that they can rely upon. And then Anirudh Bolasetti, a local boy here from Morso, North Carolina, Charan Ganashekti, and Riyansh Jayachandran. You also have Advait Virarajan, one of the bright young seam bowlers that I really enjoy. Manav Patel, who's shown his ability. Hardik Desai, good all-rounder. Shoaib Zayed. Romario King, Shakshikiran Venkatesh, Danush Kavirikapakam. You have Pradeep Sharma, Chaitanya Kumar Chava, Akil Doda, and Bhaskar Ganasakti. So this is a team, again, Nate, they need to find the win column soon and early in a season.
Yeah, a lot of young players on this team. Danush Kavirikapakam, he was the captain of the South team in the 2021, I think, U19s. So they've got some guys, but you mentioned Anirudh Bolasetti, who said his older brother played for USA U19 in that 2021 side also. So Tajnaran Chandrapal, what a big name there.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're going to need him to continue to fire the runs. Again, I think this is a team that's struggled with rain, but also they've struggled with getting early wins. They almost seem behind the eight ball. They're going to need to get ahead of that eight ball very early on in the season if they want to claim some wins. So we've talked about the South now. Tell me, what are your feelings about this division as we come into year 5 of minor league cricket?
I don't think Baltimore's gotten any worse. They look like one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah.
Atlanta Fire looks a little bit better.
Yeah.
Atlanta Lightning looks really solid. This is going to be a very interesting division, but I got to give the nod to those 3 squads being ahead in the division. But I think it's pretty top heavy with the 3 of them.
Yeah, absolutely. We see a lot of the comments talking about the Kingsmen and St. Louis. We'll get to the Central in a second, guys, but down here in the South, I do think Baltimore still pose the most challenges for the rest of the division. I'll be curious to see what they consist of. No Jerome Davis, no Obis Panar. Those are 2 big losses. No Zaid Alam, who was that really phenomenal pace bowler for them last season. But you're hoping Adil Bhatti can make up for some of that as well. So be very curious what this team looks like. They seem to never be short on batting. And again, when I look at the South, it does feel the batters are what separates you. Everyone seems to bowl well. Everyone seems to have those couple of bowlers that really just affect the wickets. But it's the batters that kind of change the game, and we've seen it with the Fire at times, we've seen it with the Raptors at times, and we'll see what happens this season.
This is one of the reasons I really like Atlanta Fire this season. I think they have multiple batters in that team that can take the game away from you and they can win the match. And I think they're going to be a really tough team to top, especially when they're playing at a place like Church Street Park.
Speaking of tough to top, Z from 1709 Cricket says the real winner in the South is Nate's shirt. And Z, we couldn't do this without you. He's been a huge part of this Talking Cricket. It's the 4 of us, Babarbai in the back, and Z, Nate, myself. We're really pushing this and really want to bring minor league cricket the shine that it deserves. And we'll talk about all types of cricket as well. But minor league cricket's where it's at, and we're on the MLC Network, talking about what's in store in 2025. Now, we've talked about the South, right? This is where the homerism's got to stop. We've got to move on to another division. Let's go out into the East now, and we'll move into the East, and we'll start with the team that has consistently been up top the East in the last 2 seasons, at the very least, the New Jersey Somerset Cavaliers Cricket Club. Say that 10 times fast. This is the team that won the East last season, and they don't seem to be missing too much. You have Niaz Khan, Najaf Shah, who's been brilliant for them, leading the way. Rishi Shimpi, Viraj Desai, a good spinner. Puranjay Yadav, Chandrapal Hemraj, Gajanan Singh, Ali Imran, Abdullah Ghazi, Zayed Abdullah, Mohammad Walid Khan, Bhavesh Patel, Usman Zaid, Meet Shah, Salman Shah, and Sakshay Vij. Nate, this team looks stacked and doesn't seem to have taken many steps back.
They always look great on paper, and for a couple of seasons early on, they looked great on paper, but it didn't translate. Now it's translating the last couple of seasons, and when you have a leader like Najaf Shah, who was absolutely brilliant in that Super 8, as I mentioned before, and you got all these veteran players, and you got to go down the list a long ways to get to a guy named like Syed Abdullah, who's just fantastic. But Muhammad Walid Khan, I'm interested in seeing. He's from Karachi. He grew up playing with Hassan Khan. I'm interested in seeing how he does here. It's neat to see his name on the team.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Gurjendra Singh was one of the standout players from last season. Was maybe the best player in the East all of last year. Remember, had a fifer and a 50
Phenomenal.
in one game.
That was a standout moment too.
It was
like
it
one
was.
of the big memories.
I mean, Gurjendran's been brilliant.
Did it with his hat on too.
Yes, and that was Nate's favorite thing. He loves his shirts and he loves his hats. If you couldn't tell, and to see Gurjendra Singh do that, I think that's brilliant. Prakash Desai was also one of the standouts. His left arm spin was quite brilliant and was a big part of their success, even with the collapsed leg as well, made it very interesting when he came in to bowl. Let's go on to the other New Jersey side. Now this team, the New Jersey Stallions, they statistically and historically are the most successful minor league franchise. They have the best winning percentage in the history of the league, but no trophy to show for it. Let's look at what they've done to try to amend that. Rajdeep Darbar, their big acquisition to go alongside Saitesh Mukamala, Arun Vajala, and Gavin Govindaraju. Then Jesse Singh, the USA Vice Captain, Dominic Rickey, Stephen Wigg, Sachin Mailavarapu, Anirudh Emanuel, Rushik Patel, Sai Durasamy, Siddharth Matani, Aman Patel, not this one, the leggy up from New Jersey, Daniel Williams, and Samarth Tiwari. This team, Nate, still looks to be as strong as ever, and you have the added confidence of Sai Mukamala having made a major league debut, of Stephen Wigg having represented the USA for the first time since we've seen them last in minor league cricket.
Yeah, and anytime you have Jesse Singh and Stephen Wigg on the same squad together, that's fantastic. Both of them are tremendous cricketers. Both of them have represented Team USA. And then you've got Sid, who is phenomenal with the ball last season, a right arm off break bowler. I think he had his best full season last year with this team, and they really needed him. Remember, Jesse wasn't around a whole lot last season, and so Stephen and others had to carry the team. But I think Sid Matani, I think we'll see more of the same from him.
Yeah, I don't doubt it at all. Someone who really who I didn't think would be as successful year one as he ended up being, Arjun Vajala, had that really big innings towards the middle part of the year, and he's known as a big bat, does bowl as well, and I think that this is another one of these finds for the New Jersey Stallions. They're using Sai Mukamala as one of their under 21s, and that's such a luxury to have.
Amazing,
and Arjun Vajala, to me, feels like he can be a similar vein where he might warrant a place in the 11 even if he wasn't 21 years old. And that's the brilliant part about him. I'm excited to see him continue to take steps forward. I think he also gives the Stallions team what they seem to be missing in years past, that big bat, when they had Rothman Powell, that big bat down low in the order that can give you something. He, to me, feels like, when you get the runs from Rajdeep Darbar, from Mukamala, from Dominic Rickey, he can come in and really push it. And speaking about all that, we haven't even talked about Anirudh Emanuel, the young leg spinner as well, who will spin alongside Matani. And Aman Patel opened the batting for them. Remember when Sai missed out. So they have a lot of options, the Stallions team does.
Yeah, absolutely. And with there's a name we don't see on there, and that's Ray Rimran.
Exactly.
And without Ray, I think Anirudh's going to get his chances to make some impact on this team. But yes, I like the balance of this squad.
Yeah, a lot of spinners, and we'll see which spinners get to play. Let's move to the Philadelphians, and Nate, you mentioned a name. We'll get to that name in a second, because Aditya Ganesh and Corne Dry are the two big acquisitions. Aditya Ganesh coming from the East Bay Blazers, Corne Dry from the Atlanta Fire. And then Omkar Zope, Shrey Sethi, Ayush Patel, Liam Plunkett still kicking around in minor league cricket, Bhaskar Yadram, Devashri Prasad, Ryan Scott, who is brilliant from the left, your man Raymond Ramratan, Suprit Madan, Tyrone Davis comes back to the Philadelphians, Akeem Dawar, Jay Krishnan Parwari, and Siddharth Dhawani alongside Vishal Tangudala. Now, this team you mentioned, Raymond Ramratan, he comes in as their spinner, but it's Corne Dry and Aditya Ganesh that are two big acquisitions for me.
Huge acquisitions. Keeping Ryan Scott around. This team has become even better, I think, on paper this season. It looks like such a loaded squad. You've got Daron Davis back in the team. We love him. We love watching him play, watching him field. He's good at everything that he does, especially there in the East. He's great at scoring in difficult wickets, too, scoring quickly, which is a tough skill in the East at times.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Go Pack Joe says it's Draft Live Show. That means MILC is back, and
yeah.
we are so excited to have minor league back. We love you, Phil, and he is truly USA Cricket's #1 fan. Yeah, I think this Philadelphians team, again, they've been close. They've been knocking at the door. They could be back in the playoffs here with the way this team looks.
I love seeing Ray and Daron in this squad. And as you mentioned, Aditya Ganesh, right, this team looks really loaded.
A lot of fun there. Let's move on to the Manhattan Yorkers, who could have arguably been the most exciting team in the East, just given their age and how successful they were and the wins that they pulled out. Yasir Mohammed continues to lead the way for this side, alongside Pranav Chattapaliyam, Dhruv Parwar, and Arya Garg. So 3 beautiful lefties down there, up there in New Jersey. Then you have Manoj Acharya, Danesh Patel, Deep Patel, Preet Shah, Laksh Parekh, who makes the move out from the Central up to the East, Alex Algu, Adit Kappa, Rahil Mehta, Devan Shet, Javin Thomas, and Derek Narayan, who comes out from the Philadelphians to join the Yorkers. This team was fun. They were exciting, and they pulled off some big wins last year, Nate.
They were great. I think they weren't burdened with the pressure of becoming a playoff team, so they could pull off a couple of big upsets. Laksh Parekh is a great addition to the squad. Javin Thomas and Derek Narayan, big right there. But I'm really interested in seeing Yasir Mohammed take the next step in his development. I want to see Yasir dominate. And Manoj Acharya bringing him back huge. Arya Garg, how many times did I talk about how great he is last season? It's I could go on and on about half of these guys. This is a great squad.
Yeah, and plenty of spin options. Dhruv Parwar, who might get a couple more chances just given the fact that you're playing up there in the East. But Yasir Mohammed's been raving about Pranav Chattapaliyam. He loves what he brings with the bat. Danesh Patel is another good young bat.
Yes.
And then Adit Kappa, a nice little off spinner up there in their threshold, in their arsenal.
Alex Algu, we saw a couple of flashes from him last season. I really want to see him have a good, complete season. He looks like quite a cricketer.
Yeah, beautiful. Let's move on to the New England Eagles now. They haven't had the kind of success they would be after, but they've had some really standout performances. Let's start with Vasudeva Malapalli, Ashwant Guramurti, Rishikesh Bodhagam, who was one of their standouts from last season, Krish Patel, Apurva Maheshram, who is one of the leading run scorers in the East in really every edition that he's been playing in, Rizwan Mazar, Noman Iftihar, who's been a brilliant all-rounder, Vandit Prajapati, Imral Hashib, Chiranshu Bhatia, Prathamesh Parwar, Nikhil Reddy Manapalli, Amit Patil, Vaibhav Shakaran, and Hamad Tanvir. So you look at this team, again, it doesn't jump off the page, but you talk about the additions they've made. Prathamesh Parwar, he's been a part of minor league in a couple of seasons. He's also played with the former Dallas team in 2023, so has that championship pedigree being around that side.
Yeah, I think that we can expect some interesting things from this squad this season. Apurva Maheshram, Rizwan Mazhar, and Noman Iftihar. I like the way this team's starting to shape out.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I also think Apurva Maheshram's inbound for another really big season, another promising youngster, and we'd love to see youngsters really have some success. Speaking of success, Z, you bring up a great point down there in the comment section. What happened to Jonathan Fu? He's not on the Philadelphians, nor on any other East team. Now, that's a great question. We were unsure really what happened to Jonathan Fu. Nate, do you have any inside scoop for us?
Nope, I don't have the
You were looking at me. I was saying, and then they give me a look, and I was like, I don't know if he's got something up his sleeve.
He makes a great point. I was thinking the same thing. I mean, Jonathan Fu is he's synonymous with minor league cricket, especially the East and the Philadelphians. He's won some serious games for them. Maybe he'll be involved as a free agent. We have a few names still out there. But yeah, I'd love to see Jonathan Fu back with this in the East division or anywhere in minor league cricket because of how good he is.
Yeah, no doubt about it. How many times has he won games for the Philadelphians? I love the little celebration across the neck as well.
He's awesome.
He just has so much flair.
Good with ball and bat too. Yeah. He's a fun player.
Yeah, can do it all. Let's now move on to the New York City Titans, and this is a team that, again, got a little bit of a rebuild, if you will, or a little bit of a makeover. Jiladua comes over, and that's probably the biggest part of this makeover. Keshav Rawal, Jeremy Samuel, Sahir Bhatia, Mario Laban, who you're a big fan of, Kwame Patton Jr., who we are a big fan of, Ryan Shun, Emmanuel Sicharan, who has been brilliant on the Instagram, Nimrit Ishad Nisharan. You have Garanshu Sharma, who's made his name all over minor league cricket. Pinak Ghosh, Hassan Awais, Jay Kishan Balaha, who is with another franchise. You have Amir Monand, Ravish Chanchi, and Praveen Kumar. Nate, what do you make of this lineup?
Well, Kwame Patton. I think that he's going to be drafted in Major League. I think it's only a matter of time before Kwame Patton's drafted. I loved Mario Laban last season. I'm probably going to love him again this season. Emmanuel Sidcharan, we know him. He's been a popular name around the country. Jay Plaha plays a lot in the UK, but he played a couple of seasons ago with LA Lashings. And but Kwame Patton Jr. is the guy on this team to pay attention to. Kwame Patton is the guy to pay attention to on this squad. I think he's going to make his way into the Major League draft in short time.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt about that. You look at Ryan Shun, who, this is someone who is a former Guyana under-19. So I think for teams out in the East, batting really matters in the sense of, you're not going to be chasing a lot of runs, but you have to be able to kind of grind out an innings. And it's such a different feel to maybe batting in the Central. There's different wickets, right? And so I think that's also another big question. How do the New York City Oval wickets, how do they look? And they played much better than the first year they were put in. Do they take another big leap?
Oh, yeah. In the East, batting is serious pressure. It's always big pressure. Chases are difficult. So, we'll see. I think it's a great way to test these guys emotionally and mentally.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Speaking of being tested emotionally and mentally, Gurjendra Singh is someone who has been throughout his career in Major League Cricket, minor league cricket with the USA. And our very own Z Zaidi, thank you Z, was able to sit down with him earlier and have just a bit of a chat about dealing with the pressures and just minor league cricket in general. Let's have a listen.
Talk to me about the Cavaliers team. Right, you had a lot of success, a lot of great players.
Cavaliers group is a special group. From the ownership, from Aslam, from his family, from Sakshay, from everyone who was there, from Najaf. We've been a close bunch. We've been pretty similar players throughout the years, even going to different tournaments. We've been about the same set of players. I've always said that I think our bowling group is probably among the best for any team in the country. Our batters pretty much been the same in Lewis, Hemraj, Gajna, and one or two Abdullah, a few guys. So we played with each other a bit, and I think it's just a matter of time before this team wins that big minor league trophy, because we've been there or thereabouts. It's a big effort from Aslam and the Somerset crew.
Great to hear from Gurjendra Singh and our very own Z Zaidi, who is a part of this Talking Cricket brand that we are trying to really push and really launch out there into this crazy world that is cricket in America. Well, Nate, we've heard about the South. We've heard about the East. We have no winners out in the Atlantic. Never a winner in minor league cricket has come from the Atlantic Conference. Time to go to the Pacific Conference.
True, yeah.
All the winners have come from this side. And let's start with the winners of last season, the team that everyone thought was going to get right there to that stage. And then they did it, and they personified perfection. The Chicago Kingsmen and what they're going to bring to the table this year into minor league cricket. You look at their team, and it doesn't look much different, and it looks very dominant. Anwar Ali, Hamad Azam, Aryan Satish, Pranay Balarji, Kevin Phillip. Those are their three youngsters. Then you have Tajinder Singh, Dilon Singh. You have Hassan Khan, Saad Ali, Zia ul Haq, Ramiz Raja, Gulam Madusar, Khan, Hassan Mohsin, Awais Zia, Raj Singh, and Asif Mahmood. Nate, what is there left to say about this Kingsman team that hasn't been said?
They're just a loaded squad. We saw Tajinder do fantastic last season, obviously. Hassan Khan is amazing. Saad Ali, who I think probably should be in Major League Cricket. Kevin Phillips is interesting to me because he's got such a great reputation. He's got a lot of talent. I've heard his name a lot. Minor League, I'd like to see him get more chances. And I think this season maybe take a step forward.
Yeah, 100%. I think Hamad Azam is another one of these case tests as well. The captain, and he just performs in big moments. And when I look at him, I look at the gender, I look at, that could be your 4 and your 5 or your 3 and your 4, however you want to slice it. I'm really curious to see Zeal Huck again with the new ball. He was so good during those Super 8s. And again, this is a team that will be playing a lot in a couple of different places. Remember, the Kingsmen now have that ownership stake in what's formerly Musa Stadium.
Yeah.
So are they playing there this season? Are they going to play in GP? Are they going to go back up to Chicago and play? We'll have to wait and see where the schedule takes them. But I think they have a lot of answers. And then don't forget, you have Hassan Khan. You've got a great advantage on everyone else in the league.
Yeah, no question. It's just a loaded squad yet again.
No doubt. Let's now move to the team that finished second behind them in the Central, in the Dallas Euphoria Giants. This is a team that, again, was right there amongst the mix, but didn't quite take that step up. Here, they're trying to do it with Smit Patel as their big signing, Yakub Haderi. You have Abhinav Chowdhury, Arjun Mahesh, and Harmeet Singh. Those are 3 brilliant cricketers there. And Harmeet Singh, of course, is going to be probably leading this team. Akushat Gomel, who will be up top of the order with the bat. Sankit Batula, I really enjoy him. He's got an interesting seam as well, and he can hit the ball a long way. Ihsan Adil, the big acquisition to get him over from the Chicago Kingsmen. You have Firazuddin Zayed. Abhimanyu Poswal, another one of those really good bowlers that they have, so really good pace bowling contingent. Saurabh Patwal and Hardeep Singh. Nate, this team with that Ihsan Adil signing could have just taken that next step.
Yeah, I mean, they were already a loaded squad. The question I've got is, when is Akash Goma going to be drafted into Major League?
Yeah.
Because he's been tremendous 2 seasons in a row. And I think he's going to be tremendous 3 in a row. He really likes playing in Dallas, too. He usually performs quite well there in Grand Prairie.
Yeah, and you look at this Euphoria Giants team, they were really built on the success of Sarkar Batula and Harsh Kakani. Kakani's not in the side anymore, but you bring in an Ihsan Adil, that's almost an upgrade, if you will. Kakani's a bit more with the bat, but we know what Adil brings with the ball. But this is a loaded Central Division. Let's just keep on going through. You'll see and hear the names yet to come. I heard some comments earlier. Apple Fritter, great username, said 3 letters 3 times. STL, STL, STL. And this is why.
Yep.
Well, St. Louis Americans, they made a couple of big acquisitions of their own right. And we'll start with Mohamed Ilyas, who was back in the side, and I love Mohamed Ilyas. I love what he brings up top and at the death. But here you go, Saif Badar. He comes and joins the men in pink. Arnav Jam, Adnit Jam, Baladitya Katula, Abhimanyu Lamba, who was with the team last year, Nasir Jamali, Nauman Anwar continues his way up top of the order. Ujjwal Vinakota, a brilliant bowler and batter for them. And then Shayan Jahangir, Syed Faraz Ali, Aryan Kanata, Joshua Kind, a local man in himself, and Syed Maz Vekar. Nate, this team has got some of the biggest batting names in all of American cricket.
I like what they did. They took the steps that they made last season. They added a couple of names. They kept them around and added a couple of names for the most part. And it's, I mean, this team looks tremendous on paper right now. This is the St. Louis Americans are always good for a couple of upsets. Right now, I don't know how much you can call it an upset with a roster like this if they beat just about anybody.
I mean, I think Saif Badar adds such an element to this team alongside Shayan Jahangir because you reckon that you're going to have Nauman Anwar opening the batting. Now, he can open the batting with a couple of different options, right? Shayan Jahangir can come back and open, and then have Saif Badar at a 3, and then just have power hitting to come. Joshua Kind maybe at 4. And it's huge that you bring in Jahangir and Badar because you lose Zayed Zakil. And losing him is, he wasn't someone who's going to bat out there for 30, 40 deliveries, but he's going to be out there for 15 to 20 and score 40 to 50 runs. And that kind of strike rate is what you need in modern day T20 cricket. And Men in Pink, Apple Fritter loves it, and we're excited to see what they bring along the season.
Stoked about the Shayan Jahangir addition onto this squad. I think it's brilliant.
Should be great. Let's now move to the Metroplex Tracers. Now, this team was formerly the Houston Hurricanes, or that's how we're kind of reading it at the moment. And so they've made a couple of changes, if you will, and a couple of big acquisitions. Nash Kinjige, to say the least, the left-arm spinner who has the greatest smile in all the game and maybe the greatest energy in all the game here in the States. Shubham Ranjane, Arshil Rajendra, Ansh Boje, and Aran Aryan Tamala, Joshua Trump, and Matthew Trump. They're both there. They are going to be together finally in minor league cricket. Akhilesh Badagam, the off spinner who was in Major League Cricket for the first season. You have Utkarsh Shah, Vincent Sangala, Geet Bolasetti, Darshan Krishna Haribabu, Surfir Gudapati, Vahan Mehta, Sean Jindal, and Shishan Reddy Batula. So this Metroplex Tracers team, new name, love the cowboy hat on the logo. They could be competing here, Nate.
Oh, no doubt. You got Shabam Rajani coming off of a tremendous Major League Cricket season. The Trump brothers, who it seems like, we've said this before on our show, it seems like one week one of them will have a great game, the next week the other one will have a great game, or they'll have one of them have a great season, the other one will have a great season the next season. Yeah. Let's see if they can do better on the same squad together and just consistently always have good games where there's a Trump in the scorecard that's going off the rails. But I like this squad. I like Bodegum. Obviously, Kenjike, we could talk about him forever.
Yeah, and with Bodegum, there's a lot of lefties in the Central, so he's going to be very key. I think Geet Volasetti is a very interesting story, only 19 years of age, but they talk about him down there in the McKinney Cricket Club and speak of his maturity at 19 with the bat in hand. So curious to see if he can get into a game and if he's able to make any impacts there. Again, a very young man. He'll be in minor league for a bunch of years to come. We'll keep moving. I want to jump into one of the comments here. Wolverine says, "Hi America. We hope America becomes a superpower in cricket in the near future." I don't think we're too far off, Nate. We've already seen a World Cup upset.
Pretty
and
cool.
We could see a couple of more.
Well, I knew Hugh Jackman was a cricket fan. Didn't realize he was an American cricket fan, but I'm happy to hear him commenting there.
We might need to get Nate to have a bowl at Hugh Jackman the way Piers Morgan had a bowl at him. A little bit.
It would probably go the same.
I don't know.
No, it was Shane Warne.
It was Shane Warne that had a bowl, wasn't it? So I don't know where I'm thinking. Yeah. Piers Morgan had a bat against Brett Lee. That's where I'm going.
He broke his ribs.
But we'll see if the off spin of Nate Hayes can break through the defense of Wolverine.
Not a chance.
Let's move on to the Lone Star Athletics here. Chaitanya Bishnoi, that's the name that comes in. You're losing your main bat in a Cheyenne Jahangir, so you need to come in and get somebody. Chaitanya Bishnoi has some Major League experience. Shreyan Satish, Arnav Patel, Aaron Nadkarni with the USA cap that he has now. Nitish Kumar remains a part of this side. Imran Khan Jr. as well. Kamran Sheikh, Nakash Basharat, Shushant Modani, a minor league veteran and a USA veteran. Osama Razak, Sidesh Patare, Hamza Khalid, Saad Humayan, and Hinge and Sharif Saryakar. So, Nate, you bring in Chaitanya Bishnoi, you have a Nitish Kumar, you don't have Milind Kumar or Cheyenne Jahangir. What do you make of the Athletics?
And you don't have Janisar Khan on this squad either. I think it looks like a good squad, though. It still looks like a good. Anytime you've got Nitish Kumar and Sushant Madani in the same squad, along with the support they have, Hamza Khalid has been a veteran who's shown that he can weather the storms. Aaron Nakardi, I'm excited about. Yeah. The USA U19, the former USA U19, current USA A team member, who bowled very well against Scotland. Yeah. I'm stoked about this team. I'm excited to see how they shake out.
Yeah, it should be really interesting. Again, this is a loaded division.
The division's crazy.
There's 8 teams in it, so we still have 2 more to get to. Let's jump now to the second Chicago team, the Tigers. This is a very exciting team because they brought in a major leaguer that Nate Hayes and we love to see. Karthik Gittapalli, he moves out of the Houston area, gets himself into Chicago. Mitesh Nityadam, who is a promising young talent. Shiv Shani, another one of those who is part of that under-19 team that just got put into the qualifiers down in Riddle, Georgia. Rahul Bashu, Calvin Savage, Justin Dill. There's your leadership and your vets on this team. Vinit Sinha, Yash Patel, Suja Nakvi, Semi Sohail, he's back in the Tigers colors. You have Vishal Chenchi, Rahminullah Ganizai, Nikhil Modular, you have Aryan Patel, and Jay Desai. This is again a team that will be competing, Nate, but they have a lot of ground to make up on the rest of the division.
I'm stoked to see Semi Sohail back in the league.
Yeah.
He was a great all-rounder for them when he was a U21. A Mawali international veteran, he's a performer. Yeah. I'm really excited about that. Calvin Savage, Justin Dill, they really lift their weight and more in a squad. But the addition of Karthik Gittapalli and then back with Sami Sohail. Look at this fast bowling attack here with this squad. It's pretty, and the middle order batting. And I think it's going to be a fun team to watch, and they're going to surprise some squads.
Yeah, and I'm excited to see the steps that Mitesh Nityadam and Shiv Shani both take in this team. Expect them to get some good playing time. We have another comment in there from Yellow1173 says the Central will be tough, but St. Louis has never looked better.
Couldn't agree more.
Couldn't agree more.
Both things.
Well, let's continue on with this tough Central side because the Michigan Cricket Stars, I don't know if they've looked much better either. You look at this team, they've made some acquisitions, guys. Abhimanyu Mithun, Zishan Maksud, the former Omani captain. Ritvik Behera comes back alongside Abhinav Zakaram. Utkarsh Srivastava, he's coming off some big performances in his own right. The ODI 50 that he picked up. Waqas Salim, Kiran Kumar Reddy Vade, who is formerly of the South, played down with the Fort Lauderdale Lions. You have Umar Farooq. Milind Kumar joins the team. That's a huge addition for them. Muhammad Ahmad Alam, Shahir Hassan, Nur Basha Sheikh, Kumran Nawaz Khan, and Siddhantam Raj. So, Nate, again, this team, plenty of ground to make up on the division, but they look better on paper than they have in years past.
They do. I mean, I think somebody was talking about St. Louis. They've never looked better. St. Louis has always had good players in the squad. Michigan's always had good players in the squad. They've always had notable players. And once again, this is just such a difficult division. I'm stoked to see Utkarsh in this team. And with Behera, I'd like to see the two of them get plenty of chances. Zishan Maksud is such a gem for them.
Yeah, so good. And now let's move to the new, not so new team. Kings 11 Dallas, formerly the other Dallas team. Let's talk about who they have because this team is going to be competing for this division, no doubt about it. Corey Anderson leads the way. Obis Panar, they bring out of the South, bring him back to the Central. Surya Narayan, Sharia Gaur, Rishabh Shimpi, Unmuk Chan, they bring out of the South. Ali Sheikh, Amshi De Silva, Dilshan Munawira, Andres Khaus, Sanchit Sandhu, Rakmandar, Ninand Nimbokar, Shaurya Singh, and Surya Selvakumar. Nate, the star power on this team cannot go unnoticed.
There's one thing that really stands out to me. It's the top order bats that they have in this squad that are going to allow a guy like Obis Panar to bat in his ideal position, which is not something he's had the luxury of in the past. Having opened for St. Louis, having batted all over the place for Morris, and he's played
Baltimore.
for 5 teams now. Last year with Baltimore, he had to open a lot.
Yeah.
And I think with this team, there's the flexibility to put him at like a number 5 position or a number 4 through 6 position. And you have a lot of those options, though, with Ali Sheikh on the squad and Corey Anderson.
The middle order is something that's so tough. You got Corey, you've got, like I said, Obis, Ali
the top
Sheikh.
6 on this team
like, there's so many options there. And then you can really talk about the top as well with Unmuk Chan batting up there with Ninand Nimbalkar.
With
the Rakmandar.
Andres Khaus
as well. So there's so many options that this team is going to present. It's a scary lineup. I don't want to be the selection committee because I don't know how you're going to drop.
Someone has to sit out on this squad.
How you pick 11 names is going to be beyond me. But that is your Central Division. Stacked as always. Will the winner come from that division? We'll have to wait and see. But I know a lot of the comments down here really want to. Zaya Bakhtar, you ask, where is Funny Samhadri? He's still with the Atlanta Lightning. He's in the South, and he's looking to take wickets with the left side of the ball and the left side of the crease. We'll see if he can continue to do it. Love Funny and love to see him in Lightning colors.
Look, guys, I know you love the Central. Stick around. The West is coming up soon. Stick around for the rest of the show. All of our comments are about the Central. We need some West questions.
Well, we did just get a South one, so we were starting to get the diversity in there, right? There we go.
Working backwards.
Well, let's jump into the West. Why don't we? Nate, we only have 15 minutes left in this show. We're slowly running out of time here, but we're going to try to get everything into this. Let's go with the East Bay Blazers. Rushil Agarkar, he's back. Alongside Sujat Gowda, you bring in a Hezbollah Dorani, Arnav Iyer back in town, Sabawun Bandurari. You have Abhishek Paradkar and Kamari Luru, 2 left-arm seamers. Sanjay Krishnamurthy will captain and bat at 4. Saideep Ganesh is back. Faisal Khan Ahmadzai, Angelo Pereira, Suleiman Rabzai, he was there last year as well. Firatullah Karawari, Hari Krishna Nair, Aditya Narayan, and Khyber Wali. This team, again, has all the firepower of last season, and you feel that Rushil Agarkar is playing at a different level now. Sujat Gowda just hit 200 runs in a T20 game, which is unbelievable.
Yes.
And then Arnav Iyer would be coming off some great confidence from last year's minor league.
And look at this. Rushil Agarkar, you got Abhishek Paradkar, and you got Carmen LaRue in this squad together. All 3 I mean, that is a crazy bowling attack right there. That is a crazy fast bowling attack. And of course, you have Sanjay Krishnamurthy, who's emerged as a very good captain and one hell of an all-rounder.
It's going to be fun to watch that team play. Let's jump to the team that finished second in the West, in the Seattle Thunderbolts. They lose their big bat, Ruben Clinton. He's got some domestic obligations back in New Zealand. Well, they said, no worries, let's go and grab Lahiro Malanta, another left-handed bat who is criminally underrated. Then you have Abhinav Sudarshanam, Rishabh Mohan. Thank you for the graphics, Rishabh. We'll see them a little bit later in the show. He'll continue to bowl some off-spin and bat from the left. Ritesh Mohindru, Ian Devchaun, who did lead the team last season. See if he leads it again. Yeah. Sujit Naik, Sachwant Kohli, Shadi Ben Skalkvik, the vet. Seattle loves Shadi. Rahul Nama, Cincy Seegers, Anis Ziwara, one of those promising young fast bowlers, Shreyas Chitani, and Sinatha Mishra. This team is really going to be dependent on Lahiro. Can he fill the shoes of what was Ruben Clinton?
You don't see a lot of huge star names on this squad, but the names of the non-stars to me are very, very good non-stars to have. I think they're a deep squad. I think they could push for this division. I think that you can make a case for them to be in the Super 8 right now.
They
got to play this season.
Tough ass to do before the season starts, but on paper.
Love the Cincy Seegerts, man. He was really fun to watch last season. Can't wait to see him again.
We'll see how they do here in 2025. Let's go on to the Silicon Valley Strikers, who had maybe the best first 2 years of minor league cricket, but since then hasn't had the same amount of returns. They still bring in a Shehan Jayasuriya, Naman Patil, Kamran Hotak, and Avik Dishik. Pranay Suri back. You have Shivam Mishra back, Gary Graham, Saurabh Tarvokar, Mohammad Katawazai, Christopher Ramsaran, Adit Gowdawala. You have Tarun Adada, you have Yusuf Zaizai, and Bilal Bashir alongside Umang Parekh. So this team, again, built on Saurabh Tarvokar, but you still have your classic Silicon Valley Strikers.
Similar in a lot of ways to Seattle. It's you've got a few stars, but all of the non-superstars in the team are very, very good.
Yeah, very excited to see what this team brings. Again, you're going to have to replace, some of the top order batting. Who comes in to do it? Is it a Naman Patil? Is Gary Graham getting a promotion? Who is going to be the guy to really score at the top? That's when this team is the most successful. Think of Mukchan, think of Lahiro Malanta. Will they have someone to do that here?
We've had some great innings from Pranav Suri.
Absolutely.
Who's been one of the best kind of original domestic cricketers in the league. He's been fantastic.
It'll be really interesting to see what they bring on. Let's move now to the San Diego Surf Riders, who saw a great resurgence last season, and Snehal Patel is there, but the big part of their resurgence was Skanda Rohit Sharma, Nate's favorite name in all of minor league cricket. Joel Matthews still there. Pranav Reddy Pagadyala looking to replicate the success of his sister, who has been sensational in the USA colors, and Pranav has been quite brilliant in his own right. Supransh Kumar, you have Abhi Singh, Ajay Sharma, Kunj Bhagat, Javed Zadran, you have Sirbrish Prasad, Shukwant Sekun, Shehan Fernando, Abhinay Reddy Vanapalli, and Siddharth Menon.
Yeah, this is a pretty fun squad. Look, this is always a fun team to watch. They always take games all the way down to the wire. It seems like every season the best game to watch of the season was a Surf Riders game. I'm looking forward to more of that from this squad in the future. We don't see Marty Kane on there.
No, we don't, and that is a bit disappointing. But he's done a lot of coaching, and he's been all over the place. I want to talk about Pranav Reddy Pagadyala. Again, his sister's gotten all the headlines, and as she should. She's been absolutely brilliant in the national setup. But he's been brilliant in the West Under-19 Nationals. He scored 223 runs in just 3 games, including 126 off of just 58 versus a combined West side. So you're just sitting there saying, this guy who's been a part of the lashing setup, he could be something that could be really special to watch for a team that's known for what their youngsters do. We just spoke about the lashings. Let's talk about what they did in 2025 here in the draft. You look at their team, they did lose some pieces, but they brought in some of their own. Amir Hamza Hotak, Akmal Hajizada, Mohammad Ariz, Daksh Prabhu, Rubal Raina, Elmore Hutchinson, old reliable. Harpreet Singh, again, has been brilliant. Abhimanyu Raj, Zaid Zakil, probably their biggest acquisition. Mohammad Ishaq Zaizai, Guyan Fernando, another big player for them. Deepak Gosain, Viraj Patel. Achilles Brown made his way from the beaches of Fort Lauderdale to the beaches of LA, and Kristen Kalichadar. This team You lose Ayan Desai, but you bring in some good pieces.
I think they're an exciting looking squad. I mean, I think we're going to really love watching this team play. Anybody with Elmore Hutchinson, first of all, is going to be somebody I'm going to watch. But I like the Zahid, as you mentioned, Zahid Zakhil addition. Guyan Fernando was phenomenal last season. I think if they can count on him some more. Hotak was great last year. I think that this will be a really fun team to watch.
No doubt about it. Just going back to that comment section, the Reverse Scoop podcast, we love listening to them every week. Watch out for Hamad Tanvir of the New England Eagles. Left arm quick, swings the ball, and a middle order bat. And that'll be vital in the East. We know swing bowling works there. We know it's a spin bowling track, but you get those genuine seamers. They make a big difference.
And lefties always do well.
And like you said, lefties always pick up wickets. Let's now move to a team that has a new name, the San Ramon Grizzlies. And again, they still have the same logo. They're still a same look team as well. Zia Shahzad, he's back. Had his little test in the south, said, no, I like it out west. The leg spinner comes back home. Rahul Jariwala, Sahil Garg, Manav Naik. Vatsal Vaghela is in town as well. Mohit Nataraj, Adnish Tondale, he moves down to the Grizzlies. Akash Sudarshan, Ayan Desai coming over from the Lashings. Harish Kakani coming over from the Exforia Giants. Mohammed Tahir Adil, Kranti Chintapalli, Vaidant Jain, Aryan Sindhu, and Advait Krishna. Nate, this is a team when you bring back Azia Shahzad and you bring in a guy like Ayan Desai and Harish Kakani, with their young bats, they could be really exceptional.
Not to mention Vatsal Vaghela has been one of the best performers in minor league cricket history so far. I saw him at the stadium in Oakland.
Yeah.
He's put on some muscle, it looks like. So I'm excited. I'm hoping to see maybe Vatsal will bat a little bit higher up the order.
Yeah, and again, excited to see Harish Kakani and Ayan Desai work in tandem. Lefty, righty,
yes.
Both swing the ball, and Kakani has a really good pace, hits the deck, and Ayan Desai likes to swing the ball around. We just heard the reverse scoop. They mentioned it, swinging it from the left. Ayan Desai does that in spades. And just like that, Nate, we've gone through the West. And just talking about the West, again, there's so much that goes into this entire division. There's so much history in the division. But Sanjay Krishnamurthy is one of these youngsters who's leading this division from the front and is looking to lead a young side back into what seems to be a playoff position. Well, our very own Zizadi yet again had a chance to sit down with him. Let's hear what he had to say.
How did you feel when Biju invited you to become captain of the Blazers?
Yeah, it was interesting. I'd say the most shocking call was when he told me that he wanted me to be the vice captain of the team in my second year. And that was something that I did not see coming. But at the time, yeah, I was just ready to assist Angelo, whenever I could. And then when Angelo left, I was wondering whether he was going to make another senior player be the captain and keep me at vice captain. But then he said, you're the vice captain, so he's not there, so you're going to be the captain now. And that was overwhelming because, yeah, again, we have a lot of senior players. We have a lot of very good players on the Blazers, but it was great that they trusted me to lead the team. Always want to be with a Blazer if possible, yeah.
And trust him, we do, and we hope we get to see him as a Blazer in the long haul. Sanjay Krishnamurthy, always great to hear from him, and thank you, Z, for conducting that interview and sitting down with that young man. Now, Nate, we would be remiss not to, we talk about it kind of in passing, but this minor league offseason seems to be maybe the most hectic of them all. There's been some unbelievable moves, so I kind of want to just jump through a lot of them, and we're going to jump through the ones that were highlighted by It's Called Cricket. Thank you guys so much for helping us out with these graphics. We've almost just stolen them off their social media, but they have given us permission to use them. Let's start off with Philadelphia, because I think what Philadelphia did in who they brought over was big, because you lose a Janoy Drysdale. So what do you have to do? You have to bring in a guy like a Cornet Dry from the Atlanta Fire.
Yeah, that's a pretty big move right there. No doubt. I mean, Cornet Dry has been phenomenal for Atlanta, one of their leaders, and one of the best fast bowlers in the country from day one. He's so much fun to watch him on a wicket that suits him, too. Yeah. He's just absolutely dominant. And
they also bring in an Aditya Ganesh as well to come in and anchor the batting there. But let's move down south, right? There was only a really big move in the East that was highlighted by It's Called Cricket. Let's go down south, and let's start with Janoy Drysdale, who's
Yeah.
coming over from the Philadelphians, coming into the Atlanta Fire. So that's a great acquisition for them. We also mentioned Emilio Alfonso was a big move, and Sonny Patel coming there. But Drysdale, he feels like a really big find for this Fire team.
And I think he's one of those guys that just keeps getting better and better. We haven't seen the best from him yet. I think we're yet to. But I look forward to, once again, they're going to hopefully be playing a lot at Church Street Park.
And playing at Church Street Park, I'm excited to see Mukhtar Ahmed because I think he could really benefit. And he's now with the Baltimore Orioles. I think he could be phenomenal. He's also great in the field. That picture also that's on screen, taken at Church Street Park, I'm just saying he makes some things happen.
He made some great catches in Major League.
I think he'll do it again in minor league, position
he
himself
was
all around
tremendous.
the boundary. All right, let's go out Central. I know that's the division that everyone's talking about, that everyone needs to hear about. And we'll start about the moves that were just a couple of teams making changes. Ihsan Adil going over from the Kingsmen, getting to the Xforia Giants, huge because in minor league cricket, I don't know if there's many better pace bowlers.
No, there aren't in the whole country. And he's been good in Major League Cricket as well. He's just amazing. You get the ball to swing, move both directions at will. It looks like it's on a string. He's just so accurate and so fluent.
No doubt about it. Kartik Gettapalli as well. He'll bring his left arm orthodox exploits to the Tigers, something that they've probably been missing in years past. And then a bat. Bats are always huge in minor league. Milind Kumar makes his way over to the Michigan Cricket Stars.
Love that one, yeah.
This Central Division's packed.
Love it.
And we've heard about the men in pink. We've heard about St. Louis. Well, they made a couple acquisitions of their own, didn't they? Because they start with Cheyenne Jahangir, who comes into town, and they just go all around. So many acquisitions. But everybody, show us one. Show us what acquisition that you have just queued up for us. Oh, we put him on the spot. There we go. You're going to have, again, the Hideo Malanta going to the Seattle Thunderbolts. That's a big one out west for that team in pink. But then again, we move down to the St. Louis Americans out in that Central Division. And you talk about what they bring in. A Cheyenne Jahangir comes to town, and so many others come around.
Just absolutely amazing. Like I said before, St. Louis has always had good players on their team. They've always been able to go out and get good players. I think the fact that they could build on that this season and add good players and keep the ones that they had in the past, I think is humongous.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Again, Cheyenne Jahangir is just one of the names that you would have to mention on this team. There's so many that have come through into that St. Louis team to make them a real contender out in the Central. And again, it comes alongside some of their names that are already around with the Muhammad Ilyas. But you look at, again, the Noman Anwar that's already there. We talk about Cheyenne Jahangir, who comes into town. Saif Badar, another one of those big names who have made his way into that market. Let's move now into the Metroplex Tracers. And when you look at the Metroplex Tracers, you think about Nosh Kenjige, and that would be the big move that they would have on their roster as well.
Yeah, Nosh, playing in the Dallas area, of course, but Nosh has been one of the biggest stars in Major League Cricket from a domestic point of view. Just tremendous. I love his batting. In minor league, I think he's taken some big steps. I'd like to see him continue that. But yeah, this team looks absolutely loaded. You might not even ever get to him batting.
Because Shubham Ranjani is there as well. They added him, and again, he just brings such another element. And with the ball, had a fifer. I think he had 2 fifers last season in minor league cricket. So I think he's going to be brilliant yet again. And finally, let's move to Kings 11 Dallas because they made plenty of moves themselves. Obis Panar, again, I think the most underrated cricketer in all the country. He provides that middle order some stability, and then it keeps on going. Just keep firing it down because Unmuk Chand comes in to stabilize that top order as well. Nate, this is also alongside Andres Gels, Corey Anderson, plenty of names to go along.
And look, it's important for these two guys to play on kind of a super team like this, I think. You want to get in front of the USA selectors. You do that by getting to the Super 8s.
Yeah.
You get to the Super 8s by playing for a loaded team.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to take it for granted here. You can't take it for granted that the Kings 11 Dallas will make it that far, but they look so good. And so I think that this is a very important season for Unmukt, who has a great case as it stands to be in the USA squad. Probably the strongest case from people outside of the team, except for the fact we're so loaded at the top of the order.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. Those two are knocking on the door, and they could throw that door down very quickly. Well, those are the big moves we wanted to kind of bring to you guys, and there's plenty of others. We've talked about it throughout the course. And very quickly, Nate, we have just a couple of minutes left. 2025, we opened the show talking about what we love from 24. What are we looking forward to in 25?
Doing commentary at Church Street Park. and getting to the Super 8. I mean, I'm mostly looking forward to just being there in person and calling the games, sitting next to you and having a great time and doing our show.
Yeah, I know. I'm so excited. Anytime I get to spend with you is brilliant. And I think in terms of gameplay out there on the field, I'm excited to see what young stars come about and who are the names that kind of emerge as the next major league crop. Is that going to be an Unsharai? Is that going to be, a Pranav Reddy Bagadyala? Is Pranav Chattopadhyay going to take a leap? Is Arya Garg going to have this incredible year?
Yeah.
Adam Khan, we haven't even mentioned Adam Khan. Where is he going to be? Because he's not on a roster at the moment.
Yeah.
Free agent? Could he be a free agent signing in Central? Could he be down south? Where will he be? We'll have to wait and see. There's so many storylines that will continuously unfold. Nate, you hit probably my favorite thing on the head. Back at Church Street Park. It wasn't part of Major League Cricket, and Broward was great. Grand Prairie's great. The Coliseum was fantastic.
Unbelievable.
But there's no place like home.
No place
as
like
they
Church
say.
Street, under the lights.
Under the lights
on
at
a
Church
Friday
Street
and
Park
Saturday.
on a Friday, Saturday, maybe even a Thursday night as well. We'll have to see. And a Sunday afternoon. Doesn't get much better. Guys, this is just show number 1. We'll be here all minor league season long. Myself, Nate Hayes, Babar Beg, and Z Zaidi as a part of Talkin Cricket, covering all things minor league cricket, USA cricket, and world cricket. But we love having you guys in the chats. Dan Snyder breakout season confirmed. It's happening. Zayab Akhtar, we are looking forward to the season as well. And whilst we look forward to the season, we want to wish you a good night. Stay safe and join us again next time.